the U.S. striking a deal with AstraZeneca for potential coronavirus vaccine treatment. Meg Tirrell's got all the details. Meg.
Hi, Melissa. This is the biggest deal that BARDA, a part of the U.S. government, has awarded yet to a company working on COVID-19. And it's being done under the umbrella of Operation Warp Speed, which, of course, is the government program to try to accelerate a COVID-19 vaccine by the end of the year or early next year. You can see here what they've awarded: $30 million to Sanofi and about $500 million each to J&J and Moderna. So it's $1.2 billion to AstraZeneca, which is partnered with Oxford today. And in return, the U.S. government gets a guarantee, if the vaccine is successful, of 300 million doses by October. Now, we talked with AstraZeneca's CEO Pascal Soriot this morning, including about their approach to pricing. Here's what he said.
The vaccine costs very little. We are doing this at no profit during the pandemic. It's going to cost a few dollars. It's going to be really very, very easy to afford for the middle and high-income countries. And for the low-income countries, we're working with global organizations like CEPI, Gavi, that are supported in particular by the Gates Foundation and many other countries to help those low-income countries get access to the vaccine.
So AstraZeneca pledging no profit during the pandemic. J&J making a similar pledge to make this, quote, affordable vaccine to the public on a not-for-profit basis for emergency pandemic use. Moderna told us yesterday, their chairman, that they're not thinking about a profit as the motivation here, whereas the Pfizer CEO told Forbes in a cover story this week that, quote, financial returns should not drive any decisions. So, Mel, a couple of those more firm than the others, AstraZeneca and J&J saying not for profit, at least during the pandemic. So perhaps if this becomes a seasonal vaccine, they will make some money, but they don't plan to, at least for the pandemic. Back over to you.
It's interesting, Meg, though, that we see such a reaction in the stocks. I mean, today alone, AstraZeneca added $147 billion in market cap for a product the CEO said this morning they wouldn't make any money off of, and maybe they'll make money off of later on down the road. So is there something else that we're missing here? I mean, in terms of the U.S.'s investment, let's say, are they gaining plants or manufacturing capacity that they will then be able to keep after the pandemic?
Not necessarily. They're striking partnerships in order to be able to manufacture this vaccine. We do know that they're establishing a pandemic preparedness center at Oxford. Unclear whether the BARDA funds could go to that. But perhaps it is just the market's general excitement over enthusiasm expressed about a vaccine. We see it all the time.
Yes, we have, and a lot this week. Meg, thank you. Meg Tirrell with the latest on AZN. And we've made a point of this. This is billions of dollars in market cap being added on to these giant pharmaceutical companies, these smaller biotech companies. And for what? There is no necessarily bottom line payoff, Karen, for any of these companies, except for maybe goodwill, and maybe that's worth the price. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Right. I mean, you know, clearly Moderna, which we looked at yesterday, and if you have so many sort of, you know, in the hunt at the same time, even if you did get the holy grail, you have to share it with so many, but maybe it is goodwill. Maybe it's just, you know, that all of the pressure on drug pricing will really abate, and that would be enough. But that would be for you know, big companies that already have big drugs or other big drugs in the pipeline, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make any sense.
The action in Moderna today was really interesting, Guy, because it returns it basically to $2 above Friday's closing price. So that big pop that we saw on this incomplete phase 1 data, which was then later questioned as being too incomplete, has almost gone away.
Yeah, well, it's gone away. You know, they priced that secondary at, I think, $76. I think it closed at 67 and change today. And what, to your point with Karen, I mean, these two names specifically are somewhat, in terms of trading, very cautionary tales. Look at Gilead, for example. Look at the big move, I believe, up to 85 on the talk of a treatment, and now look where the stock is trading. You just mentioned Moderna. I mean, AstraZeneca is not a cheap stock before this, and it's certainly not a cheap stock now. So, you know, if I were trading the name, I would look at this move to 57 or so where it is as a gift, and I would be looking to take money out of this. So, you know, could it continue higher? Absolutely. But just understand that this is not a cheap stock by any metric.